EFDD, Mr. Arnott.
Thank you very much, Madam President. And there have been some robust questions from members of the committee this morning, and it seems to me that you're proposing to move from, not just from a highly political role to one that's apolitical, but also to a role that would place you in a position where there are times when what you would be doing would come into a degree of conflict, whether with the Commission, the Council, the Parliament. And I suppose what I want to ask is to sort of draw out a little bit beyond what Mr. Tarrant and beyond what Mr. Flanagan was saying, because that nature of being the person doing the scrutinising is such a very different role. So beyond convincing the committee of your ability to be independent and impartial, it's a question of how comfortable you are with standing up against something if you see something that you believe is wrong. And so what I'd like to ask is, you've spent quite a long time as an MEP. In that time, could you give me some specific examples of where you've seen something within your political party, where you've believed that's wrong and you've personally taken a stand against something? Or perhaps something in your political group, where you've thought this is wrong and you've taken a stand irrespective of whether you're going against a party line or a group line. When have you shown that ability to stand up publicly against something which you see as being wrong? And then finally, just to follow on from that, in terms of that move from politics to scrutinising, how is that going to be perceived by the public? Are you going to be the sort of person who the general public can see as somebody who is able to take those tough decisions, to ask those tough questions, and to be a very strong scrutineer?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think even though it's Holy Week, we can't really probe people's inner reasoning so far. I'm not sure the colleague will be able to answer that kind of conscience-probing question. You have the floor. Thank you very much, sir, for the questions. We've known each other for a long time in the context of part sessions and plenaries. Now, this movement towards an apolitical role is not one I'm unfamiliar with. I can repeat that, as I've already written, I am used to the academic world, where I was a member of academic faculty, and I've always had to strive for independence and objectivity. And of course, there's a question of conflict of interest. When we're faced with a conflict of interest that we haven't been able to avoid, then of course that's where one's conscience has to take action. As for the role of auditor, that's a role where I will follow the rules of procedure. And of course the interinstitutional agreement between the ECA and OLAF also sets out the rules. Those are the rules that I will of course fulfill. Naturally, we all have our own private views within a party, within a group. People tend to have differing points of view. I can't therefore list all the points where I've stood for a different opinion to the majority of my group. However, if the group had taken a position by a majority, then I also supported rather than challenged that viewpoint. Even if I'd thought that the position the group had taken wasn't necessarily a decision in line with my own personal views or decisions. You should not worry about what people will think about me in Hungary, saying I'm a politician without an opinion. People say that I'm an expert. I'm from the academic world. There are politicians who like to talk about things that they don't have the faintest idea about, but I'm the type of politician who is happy to talk about those issues that I know something about, and of course I would always accept the views of wiser colleagues when I don't know.